Text files are great, but if we want data that look like a spreadsheet, we use CSV. So we import the built-in CSV module to handle comma separated values. So let's import CSV. Writing to a CSV file, we start by creating our initial data. A CSV is a list of rows and columns. Okay, so you can upload CSV file or you can create your own file. So instead of uploading a CSV file, I want to create my own file so that you understand it better. So let's create a list high scores. Okay, and this is the name of the variable, high scores, and let's just quickly create a list inside a list. Okay, so let's say that player name and add score. You need to understand that this is row 1, the headers. Okay, so this is our row 1. This is row 1, the header. Now let's just quickly add names and scores. So let me just write the name ls. You can write any name you want to, and let's say that its score is 100. Okay, this is row 2. Okay, so this is your row 2, and now let's just quickly write another name, Bob, or let's say score is some, okay, like this. So this is your row 3. Don't forget your comma. This is your row 3, and let's just quickly add another, let's say Charlie, and let's just add a score is 7 or something. Okay, so I think it's enough for understanding. And this is your row, this is row 4. Open the file in write mode. Okay, a new line prevents Python from adding extra blank lines on Windows. True, sometimes there is to prevent a common bug. So I'm gonna open the file, the CSV file, with open. Okay, so I'm gonna create my own file and I'm gonna call it scores.csv, and I'm also going to add the command new line, as I explained it earlier, new line. Okay, and I'm going to update it to file. So now onward, what I have to write, I have to just type it file or something. Okay, now what I need to do is that I need to create a csv writer object, and this object knows how to import lists into csv. So the command I'm using knows how to format list into csv. Okay, so create a csv writer object, and this object knows how to format list into csv. So this object. Okay, so let's just create a writer. Writer.csv.writer file, and this is the name, or this is what we have represented our file. Okay, so csv.writer file. Now this command will convert the list into csv. Okay, now our data is saved. Let's read it back and format it nicely. Okay, I have run it, and you can see that score.csv is created, but there is no data yet. Okay, this is our file, and so far it is empty. Now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to import this list into this data, to this score.csv file. Okay, for that I need some other things to do. So let's open the file in read mode. Okay, so let's take our entire list and convert it to the file. For that we need the command writerows. Okay, so writerows, we need this command, and this is going to convert this list into a csv file. Okay, now if I run it, you can see it here. You can see it here that all of our data has been converted to the csv file that we created for ourselves. Okay, so this data which is in list form are converted to a csv file. Okay, now the next thing, now we need to do the formatting. For that we need to open the file in the read mode. So let's open the file in read mode in R, we also call it R. Okay, so for that we need to open our file with open, and you know that our file is score.csv, and we need it in the form of read. Okay, we don't need it. Okay, and it is written as file. Now we need to create a csv reader object. It turns row back into list. Okay, reader csv.reader.file, and it turns row back into the list. Now for row in the reader, now I'm going to loop through each row in the reader, and row is a list, row 0. Okay, row 0 is the name, this is the name, and row 1 is the score. We use if strings to make it look like a neat table, and for that we need to use the print command. Print if string and we are gonna add our perfect alignment. That you need to use this 15 characters would be enough. Then I'm gonna add the slash, and then I'm going to add our second row first. Now you can see that when it is run, you can see flare name, score, Alice, Bob, Charlie, everything is displayed here. Now if you want to append a new row to a CSV, update, let's just add a new name. Okay, if you want to add new entry, new data, then you have to add new name. Okay, input, enter your name, and new score, input, enter new score, and with open. Now we are gonna switch to the append mode. That's why we have written A here. In new line we have included for debugging, and writer dot is equal to csv.writer file. This create a writer object again. Okay, so writer dot writer row creates write just one row, one less to the bottom of the file, so we need to include that as well one last time. So writer dot write row, new name and new score. Okay, now let's read it one more time to prove the new score was added. So again, all you have to do is just do it with open score.csv file. Now we are in writing, we are in reader mode. Okay, so reader.csv, reader file, and now for row in reader. Okay, for row in reader we are going to print. Okay, now if I run it, you can see that enter new name. So let's say I add Messi. Okay, and I added score. So you can see that the new score is being included here. You can see here that the score is updated, or less score.csv has been updated. Messi is included here.